It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello and welcome, everybody. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith. We're glad to have you with us on 2K Sports. Tonight, it's the Orlando Magic as they'll be playing against the Detroit Pistons out at the Palace of Auburn Hills. Well, for Detroit, they're looking to come out strong and make their mark early. They have to look at this game as a great opportunity to do just that. Hey, we'll be keeping an eye on Andre Drummond tonight. 9th overall pick back in 2012 out of UConn. Shaq, he's still a very young big with a lot of room to grow.
He's an incredible offensive and defensive rebounder, Ernie. One of the hardest box-out assignments in the league since Dennis Rodman.
You know what, though? Last year he started taking some shots outside of the paint, which was surprising but good. Opened up his game a little bit, but he's best when he's finishing at the rim.
That'll wrap it up for now. Let's go courtside, and we'll see you later.
We are live from the Palace of Auburn Hills for this Eastern Conference battle featuring the Pistons here in Detroit. Welcome to the NBA for this Friday afternoon broadcast. This is Kevin Harlan with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony, and on the sideline tonight, Doris Burke. So Detroit will get the first possession. A look at the starting group for the Magic. Oladipo and Harris are the wings. Gordon and Vucevic together in the post. And it's Payton in at the one. Now here's Jennings. And it's Drummond missing. Drummond, a bit of a disappointing season last year. Not so much in play, but people wanted to see a bigger leap from him. Now his numbers are still pretty jaw-dropping. Yeah. But I think he's got so much there to give.
He has a lot of potential, Kevin. And listen, I don't think his play was bad. He just had such huge expectations to live up to. I mean, player development is not a straight line, and it would have been very hard to have him take another huge leap forward. Sometimes you have that sophomore jinx. But I'm expecting a big year from him this season.
You know, for Drummond last season, his numbers were relatively the same. The expectations placed on him were so hard for him to live up to. Maybe now those will be tempered a bit and he'll play better.
And another thought on Drummond, a lot more was expected of him last year, and he saw more attention. Even though his numbers were close to the same, I really felt his impact on the floor was not.
And both free throws good for Drummond.
Yeah, the Pistons ended last season with a record of 32-50. They played decently enough against the rest of the East and had 23 of their 32 wins against the Eastern Conference.
Now here is Harris. No good. Johnson against Harris. And Drummond kicks to Jennings. A three-pointer off the mark. In Detroit last season against the East, played well for stretches. They couldn't find that consistency to climb the ladder in the East.
And they had a lot of changes going on, tons of transition for this group. But let's face it, they did play well down the stretch. A lot of wins against playoff teams from the East, and went 500 against Eastern playoff teams in their final 10 matchups.
And now Doris Burke has an update from the sidelines.
Stan Van Gundy had a moment to share with me. I asked him what he thought might give them an edge going into this game. He said, well, our shot blocking is always a cornerstone for us. To have the ability to protect the rim really, I think, is invaluable and one thing that helps sets us apart on the defensive end. Guys, let's see if they can lock down the paint.
Wonderful, Doris. Thanks. They're thinking about their defense right off the bat here.
Yeah, great thought, really, to have coming out of the locker room. Worry about making stops first and foremost. Let the offense take care of itself.
Yeah, I agree somewhat, but at some point you've got to do some work offensively as well. They can't rely on defense alone. They really can't allow him too many open looks like that. I mean, that's just inviting trouble.
Jennings against Payton. Shot clock at 5. And there's the feed to Gordon. From deep three-point range, the shot no good. And Detroit the other way now. Jennings dishes to Caldwell Pope. Drummond with a screen on Oladipo. The drive by Jennings. Shot from the low block. That's good from Ilyasova on the assist by Jennings. Ilyasova's got 8 points. And in this first quarter, about 3 minutes played. Fader on the way. Payton passes to Gordon. Gordon with another miss. Pistons leading by 6. Clark, this offense has really been clicking.
No doubt about it, giving the defense all kinds of trouble.
And they know it, guys. They're playing right now with the kind of energy that is hard to deal with.
Payton against Jennings. Oladipo goes in. Got a piece of it, and he's able to get it back. And they get it back. They get it back. Vucevic with the bucket. Just over 3.5 minutes gone here in the first. Here is Jennings. He hasn't scored yet. That, I'm sure, will change. To the middle. Here's Drummond. No luck. Some solid defense from Harris. And Victor Oladipo, after a solid rookie campaign, really took it up a notch last season, even after missing Clark the first 9 games with that facial fracture.
I love this kid's gravitas. I mean, he's got a presence about him. His percentages improved across the board, field goal, three-point free throws. But I like his work ethic and his confidence.
Now here's Jennings. After the miss from Andre Drummond. Shot clock at 2. Lets it go from the wing. Rebounded by Vucevic.
You could tell he assumed he'd be able to beat the defensive coverage, even though it was all over.
Magic moving the ball around. Gordon inside. He's guarded by Johnson. And the basket by Gordon.
And talking about Victor Oladipo's improvement, a lot of it has to do with his work ethic. Also his pregame film studies, something his college coach absolutely raved about. And all of that showed up for him big time last season.
And you know, back to Oladipo, we always talk about 5-star phenoms coming out of high school. He was just a 3-star guy. He's had to work for everything he's gotten, and I think that served him well. He's got a hunger and drive that you can't manufacture.
So Detroit going with an almost entire new group here. Aaron Baines, he's checked in for Andre Drummond. Marcus Morris comes in for Ilyasova. Jody Meeks, he's checked in for Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. And Reggie Jackson subbed in for Brandon Jennings. Detroit's gone 2 or 3 from deep so far in this game. They set the pick. Jackson kicks to Morris. To the inside, Baines. And they're going to count the bucket and send him to the line. It could be a 3-point play.
Oh, I love that dish down low.
First personal foul, team second.
And this is his first trip to the line tonight.
And he was dialed in at the line a season ago, 87% from the line.
Yeah, you know, that was one spot where they didn't have to worry about him at all. I mean, at the free throw line, he was automatic.
And once again, last season, the Magic were near the bottom of the East. Only 15 wins for them against the rest of that conference.
Kazanya's shot is off. Pistons leading by 5. Johnson dishes to Jackson. Morris a screen. Jackson passes to Morris. Wide open, couldn't capitalize.
Man, that is a missed opportunity right there.
And he'll be the first to tell you, Greg, that's one he should have knocked down.
They set the pick. Passes to Kazanya. The dish to Dedmon. Watson kicks to Fry. Here's Azania. Buries the long-range jumper.
Boy, I tell you what, he loves getting looks like that from the three-point line. No one near him. That's a warm-up jumper for him.
Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. Johnson the screen. Morris outside from past the arc. It's good. The assist this time from Jackson. Morris has got himself on the board with 3 there.
The rapid-fire threes coming from everywhere.
Yeah, I'm not sure of the quality of that three-point shot attempt right there. Going at it the way they did, but it all worked out for him.
Yeah, heads-up aggressive play right there. Saw the smaller man on him and took it straight to the basket.
Plenty of offense in this closely contested first quarter of play. The Pistons on top, up by 3. It's the NBA on 2K Sports from the Palace of Auburn Hills.
I gotta hold down the city. Gotta let you know where I come from.
And off we go, a close game now starting the second quarter. And some stats here, guys. The scoring breakdown for Detroit.
Guys, they are dialed in from beyond right now. They didn't waste any time getting into a groove in this game.
They've been distributing the ball really well tonight, too. I mean, a decent number of assists so far for them.
Orlando with the ball. They trail by 3. We've got Jody Meeks. Andre Drummond is out there with Marcus Morris. Then there's Jackson, and it's Caldwell Pope in at the small forward. That's the 5 on the floor for the Pistons. And for Tobias Harris, a resurgence of sorts last season, Clark, especially from behind the arc, where he shot a career high 36%.
You know, he'd only hit 25% from 3 the year before, Kevin. So, yeah, a monster improvement in accuracy from long range.
Here's Payton following the 3 by Detroit. There's the screen. And Oladipo kicks to Payton. Stolen by Jackson. He dishes it to Drummond. The pass to Caldwell Pope. Drummond with a screen on Harris. Caldwell Pope passes to Drummond. He feeds it to Morris. He kicks to Meeks. Just 5 on the clock. Jackson drives in, and it's blocked. And here we go with the Magic fast break. Oladipo misses.
You know what? His finishing ability, not really at the level that you would expect from a pro, but he's going to have to start playing with more force.
And that one's good. Drummond.
And getting back to Harris, there's just so much to like about his game. He lives in the gym, has a tremendous feel for the game, and he knows how to maximize his production within those athletic limitations.
Fry dishes to Harris. Hits the three-point bomb. Harris has got 5 points so far.
You know, he's going to continue to bury those if that's how they're going to D him up.
Caldwell Pope kicks to Morris. From downtown. Offensive rebound. Meeks. No luck.
And he thought he had a clear path to the hoop, but the defense didn't give up on that play and cut him off.
Harris with it. Guarded now by Morris. Got a piece of it. To the paint, here's Meeks. And he uses the glass on the layup. Meeks got his first bucket of the night.
You know, the thing about Harris is he's a combo forward, extremely versatile. At 6'8", he struggles with size against the better power forward, and he lacks the athleticism of the better small forward. So to get the most out of him, you have to put him in the right matchups.
So it's Orlando now, following the bucket by the Pistons. Here's Oladipo. Off target with the free throw line, Jay.
And he's really having all sorts of problems with his jumper right now.
Yeah, big time. I mean, the words that come to mind, ice and cold and disappearing stroke, all would apply.
Now here's Payton after the miss from Reggie Jackson. And here's Fry for three. Rebounded by Jackson.
You know, 9 times out of 10, he's going to knock that one down. He'll spray that one on you.
Morris outside, launches a three, and Oladipo pulls it down. Oladipo's got his third rebound tonight.
Not able to find it here in the second. He's off stride and off track just a bit after that one he had earlier.
And guys, when you go to look for holes in the game of Tobias Harris, there really aren't any. One of the hardest workers in our league. If he has any weakness at all, it's his average size speed combo, which most likely will keep him from becoming the perennial all-star type.
He's off on the first. On the topic of Tobias Harris, you love that he can contribute in every category of play. He's a solid face-up shooter. Clark, he's getting better with his back to the basket. You can see movement forward all the time.
I love what this young man has shown thus far. You mentioned those things he does. He'll also rebound for you, get loose balls. He does the little things, understands what it takes to win, the consummate pro and team player.
And Scott Skiles has been around the league as a coach for a while now, coming home to where he played most of his career here in Orlando. And at times, he can be a demanding coach.
And the basket by Jackson.
Really good job there. That's the definition of the inside-out game.
Watson with it. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. There's a good screen. Off the pick. Count that one. And Greg, you're right. Skiles is what, we'd call a no-nonsense coach. Makes perfect sense when you think about the team that now Clarkie's going to go coach in Orlando.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, he was great at developing players, and that's exactly why the Orlando Magic hired him. Plays with an edge, but he develops players quite nicely, too.
Holds him accountable, doesn't he?
Yep, well said.
Here is Watson, following the basket by Brandon Jennings. Pass to Hazanya. Here's Dedmon, out left to the wing. Out of bounds. Detroit takes possession.
Well, that's inexcusable to throw a pass that far off the mark.
Fournier is checked in for Orlando.
Evan Fournier.
Pistons leading by 9. Jennings kicks to Johnson. At the top of the key, Baines. Dishes it to Jennings. Outside Jackson. And he can't extend the lead to double digits.
You can't miss those, but even the best do on occasion.
Inside, Dedmon. And the bucket counts, and he's on his way to the free throw line. Try to make it a three-point play.
They've done well at taking advantage of some late defensive rotations and getting the ball into the paint.
Clearly, they've been the aggressors thus far when it comes to attacking the interior in this first half.
One shot. One shot.
One problem the Magic faced last season was depth. They really weren't a deep team, and it hurt them along the way.
Yeah, it sure did. I mean, they had the second fewest bench points in the league, and that number was really low because they didn't use the bench that often. Starters did a lot of the heavy lifting.
And for the Magic, they will try and address the bench for this season, both through the draft and free agency.
1:07 left to play in the first half.
And guys, the Magic didn't luck out and jump into the top 3 in the draft. Still ended up with a high pick, and that'll help add another nice piece to their puzzle. They've accumulated a lot of good pieces, but now they need to start making it work.
Now here's Jennings. Shot clock at 5. Shot from 16. It's hauled in by the Magic.
Well, I think he kind of alligator armed that one, short stroked it. After doing a nice job to get open, he didn't finish the shot.
Pass to Azania. Gordon with a screen on Jackson. Here's Azania. That's good. Azania's got 5.
There's got to be some defensive help there. I mean, the size difference is just too great.
Now Jennings. Outside Jackson. For the 3. And we're through the first half of basketball here, and what's been a good one. Pistons lead by 4. We're going to step away briefly, but get you right back out here for the start of the third quarter after our halftime.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, this has been a good game here after one half. Everybody, welcome back to the halftime show. Ernie Johnson, Shaq, Kenny Smith. It was a closely contested first quarter for Detroit. The biggest lead for them during the period was 6. The second quarter was a strong effort for them as they continued to battle, and they were able to close out the half in a good position. Kenny, what's your take on Detroit so far?
Well, they're playing some unselfish basketball here tonight, Ernie. Guys aren't trying to take the defense 1-on-5. They're moving the basketball and finding the open man. And then, of course, the open man is finishing, so no problem here tonight.
And Shaq, let's get your input on the Magic.
See, Ernie, this is what I'm talking about. You know, I was the king of this. See, you got to pound that ball in the paint, and they were doing that. I like to see more of the same in the second half. Don't start shooting jumpers now.
And that's it for halftime as the second half is just about to get underway. See you after the game.
And now the start of the second half. Neither side jumping out ahead through the first 2 quarters.
What a performance. Just look at the game for Ilyasova. He's got 8 points, and he's picked up 6 points from behind the arc.
I love the rhythm his outside stroke has produced today.
The Magic trail by 4. Well, last season, the Pistons didn't reach the playoffs for the 6th consecutive progress, but as we can all see, still have a lot of work to do.
Yeah, you know, they were spoiled for a while there. How about going to the playoffs for 1996 to 2009? So it's been a rough stretch here of late, but you get the feeling that the building blocks are in place for another push.
And so in the game for the Magic, Harris and Gordon, the athletic forward pair. The backcourt is Payton and Oladipo. And it's Vucevic in at the 5 spot. Here's Johnson. After the made shot from Nikola Vucevic. And that one's good. Drummond.
Textbook. Nice pass. Great catch. Even better finish.
And I bet most people forget that the Pistons did make the playoffs for 8 straight years before this current drought. It's been a long rebuild process for them recently, but I think they're making progress and moving in the right direction.
Here's Caldwell Pope. Jennings sets the screen for Ilyasova. Here's Caldwell Pope, 4 on the shot clock. And off the front iron, and in it goes. And now a 6-point Detroit lead.
And for the Pistons, they seem to have a direction and plan now that just wasn't the case before. It won't be easy to get back into the postseason, but I really feel like they are on the right path.
And guys, you know, Cantavius Caldwell-Pope, this guy screams potential at you. I mean, perfect size and length and speed for a 2-guard. He plays both ends. Right now, it's all about consistency for him.
Let's go over to the sideline with Doris Burke.
In the break, guys, I listened in on Stan Van Gundy's huddle. He thinks there are opportunities for second-chance points out there and implored them to go hard to the offensive glass for the remainder of this game. He also wants them to concentrate on working as a team at the offensive end. Passing, patience, and teamwork. Those were the messages. There's still plenty of basketball left to play, and as we watch how these adjustments play out, Kev, it'll be interesting.
And thank you, Doris. On the topic of Caldwell Pope, he's the kind of guy who needs a year to feel his way around. In college, Greg, you may recall he showed dramatic improvement between years 1 and 2. The same thing has been true in the pros.
Yeah, and he has everything going for him. I mean, excellent outside shot, tremendous defensive tools. He just needs to add some strength and stay in attack mode to reach the next level in his development.
Here's Harris following the bucket by the Pistons. And now around 2 minutes gone by in this half. Johnson against Harris. Poked loose.
Yeah, but they're 3 of 4 to start the second half.
Up the floor. Finished off the break. Harris has got 7.
That's a quick bucket there. Solid in transition.
Well, you know, he loves the chance to get out and run, and we can see right there why he does.
Now here's Jennings. Vucevic with the block. They recover it. The Magic trail by 6. Payton outside. Picked by Vucevic. Payton kicks to Vucevic. That's good. And it's Payton with the assist. 8 points for Vucevic.
They're doing work here in the second half. 3 or 4 to start.
Well, the Orlando Magic had a rough season last year. They managed to still be, though, competitive on the road.
You know, they really had one of those years where they just seemed to play better on the road. Maybe more comfortable, not as much pressure. Almost half of their wins on the year came out of town.
Payton with the ball, and Jennings picks him up defensively. Feeds to Oladipo. Here's Vucevic, and Orlando again with the bucket.
And a big height advantage right there.
You know, it's tough to bring a big man that far away from the goal, but that might be a mismatch they're willing to live with.
Ladies and gentlemen, your Detroit Pistons dancers.
And a different look here for the Pistons. Aaron Baines, he's checked in for Ilyasova. Marcus Morris comes in for Johnson. Jody Meeks, he's checked in for Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. And Reggie Jackson subbed in for Brandon Jennings. Then for the Magic, Dwayne Dedmon's checked in for Vucevic. And Channing Frye's subbed in for Aaron Gordon. A little under 2.5 minutes off the clock now here in the third. And the wide open shot for Morris. And he connects on the jumper. The screen did the trick. Morris has got 5 now.
A lot of space right there to get that shot off.
Not a very good job of the defender getting over the top of that screen in that particular play.
Now here's Frye. Looking for his first basket still in this one. Payton drives in. Kicks it to Frye. Dedmon passes to Payton. Shot clock at 5. On its way from Oladipo for 2. Here's Dedmon, and it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
And really the defense fouling there to prevent the layup, but that's exactly what you need to do.
It is. I mean, no reason to back off and give him the layup. I mean, much better off making him go to the line.
And a look at how the offensive approach has been going here so far for the Pistons.
Well, their passing has been picturesque, a thing of beauty in both halves. More than a few of their baskets have come off assists.
And also, I think it's really led to the rhythm and confidence you've seen from long range tonight throughout the entire game.
Here's what Orlando's going with right now. Hezonja, he's checked in for Harris. And it's Watson in for Elfrid Payton. And good on the second, so he makes them both. Fans had a hard time finding their way to the stadium last season for the Pistons at the bottom in several home attendance categories last year.
Yeah, that's right in Auburn Hills.
I know.
I mean, they used to go a lot when they were winning championships. But to be fair to those fans, it was hard at times to watch the Pistons play. I mean, they could get cold and really struggle on their home floor.
The Magic trail by 5. Passes it to Hezonja. They set the screen. Watson dishes to Frye. Good ball movement here by the Magic. Here's Dedmon. He's got 7. The feed to Oladipo. From deep. Rebound by the Pistons. Drummond's got his 3rd rebound tonight.
And for the Pistons, a lot of their woes here at home were due to defense. I mean, their 18-23 home record comes from allowing too many good looks for their opponents.
Now here's Drummond, the 11-footer, but he recovers it. Back to Morris. The Pistons need to get off a shot here. No good off the back of the rim.
Just not there from a rhythm standpoint right now. It's really eluding him.
Now the dish to Dedmon. The wide open look here for Oladipo. Again, Oladipo missing.
And the Pistons, how about starting out 2-13 at home? I mean, they did turn it around afterwards, going 16-10 to finish out the season. At least they seem to be headed in the right direction.
Morris outside. 19 seconds left in the third. And Baines kicks to Jackson. To the middle and stolen by Frye. Here's Hezonja. Lays it up and in off the pretty assist.
Assist from
Hezonja's got 7.
And how about the bounce pass there being used to perfection?
We're at the end of the third, and we've still got a close one. The Pistons on top. They're up by 3. And coming up as soon as we return from break, the fourth quarter gets underway. All right, the fourth quarter of action getting underway. We've had a great one so far with both sides coming to play. Detroit leading by 3. All right, now a chance to set the floor courtesy of Gatorade. Fourth quarter action, all fueled up and ready to go. On the floor for Detroit, Jennings and Caldwell-Pope in the backcourt. Johnson is out there with Ilyasova. And it's Baines in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. 5 on the clock. Here's Caldwell Pope. Fournier pulls it down.
You know, not sure if he's playing to the crowd, but no need for the fadeaway on that shot.
Payton outside. He dishes it to Vucevic. Puts it up from 7. And it falls over the rim and in. Vucevic has got the fourth quarter started here with a bucket for the Magic. Ilyasova, a screen on Payton. Jennings against Payton. Jennings drives in, and it goes out of bounds. That one off Harris. Detroit ball. One minute now into this fourth quarter. Ilyasova, a screen on Payton. Just 4 to shoot. Lets it fly. Here's Baines. Well, it was only a matter of time, but they finally get the bucket.
Really strong rebounding on the interior, and he gets the easy putback.
A moment to check in with Doris Burke. Doris?
Yes, exactly, Kevin. I got a chance to hear what Scott Skiles said to his team. With the game still up for grabs, he simply told his guys, we're right there. Stay focused, execute, and get it done. Kevin, let's see how it plays out.
Stolen away. Johnson goes in, and the pass to Jennings. Fourth quarter now. We're about a minute and a half in. And the shot is good.
I tell you what, you don't want to allow too many of those kinds of baskets with the game on the line.
This is when the defenders really have to protect the basket. You need to be in sync as a unit defensively. And guys, how about Ilyasova last season shooting the basketball? Always a decent threat to score. His improvements in efficiency were amazing. He increased his field goal accuracy from 41 to 47% in only 1 year.
Now here's Payton. He feeds it to Fournier. Picked by Vucevic. Just 5 to shoot. And Fournier kicks to Vucevic. The shot is off. The Pistons go the other way with it. Their biggest lead of the game was 9. Caldwell Pope passes to Jennings. Nice ball movement by Detroit. Ilyasova sets a screen for Jennings. Vucevic with the block. It's 3-on-3 on the fast break. Harris with it. And Jennings picks him up defensively. Fournier, good. And Harris gets the assist.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agenda.
Yeah, and it's really fun to see that kind of unselfishness. Really hard not to appreciate all the assists they've racked up.
And as good as Vucevic is on offense, guys, he's doing everything he can to catch up on his defense. Huge size and wingspan works to his advantage. Although the subpar athleticism hinders him a bit. But, for example, he's averaged less than 1 block per game for his career, mostly because even though he's a 7-footer, he plays well below the rim.
And Orlando making a change here. Oladipo's checked in. Just over 2.5 minutes played now here in the final quarter of regulation. And it's out of bounds to the Pistons as Detroit retains possession. They set the pick. Caldwell Pope kicks to Ilyasova. And again, it's the Pistons missing. The Magic trail by 4. Payton left side. Soft touch off the glass.
Some defensive breakdowns are starting to show up now. Their last 4 buckets allowed have come from very close range.
Yeah, high percentage shots are what they are getting in terms of the attempts, and that's just not going to get it done. They've got to figure it out.
The defense has not been able to keep the ball out of the paint at that end of the floor.
And I'd be interested to know just how many of these attempts have come from inside of 5 feet.
Now here's Payton. He kicks it to Vucevic. Parked down low that time, and he got the 3-second call. Detroit making a switch here. Drummond's checked in.
For the Pistons, back on the floor, Andre Drummond.
A bit under 3.5 minutes have passed here in the fourth. To the left wing. Here's Caldwell Pope, guarded by Oladipo. Offensive rebound. And Caldwell Pope gets the basket. And the Pistons lead by 6.
Just lazy defense on the glass there.
Well, nobody boxed out. Nobody put a body on anybody else. Things like that not only drive the coach crazy, that stuff gets under my skin.
Pistons shooting the pedestrian 36% in the fourth quarter. The offense not doing their best work of late. 0-1 here, Jennings as he lets it fly. Basket is good, the assist from Johnson. And now an 8-point Piston lead.
That was a good time to call a timeout to try to settle everybody down and get back into their offensive rhythm. They've been coughing up the rock an awful lot.
Checked in for Gordon. On the wing, Harris. Drummond working against Vucevic. Looks a big height bounce and goes in. Vucevic has got 10 points here in the second half. Pistons leading by 6. Now here's Jennings. Over in the corner, Caldwell Pope. That falls. Great assist by Brandon Jennings. Jennings has got 6 assists in the game.
And I think taking a time here to talk things over is a smart idea.
One of the things you want to do is make sure everybody is clearly on the same page with the game plan. And sometimes you need a timeout to make sure that's the case.
Here's Oladipo. Harris dishes to Fry. To the paint. Oladipo, the pass to Payton. Here's Vucevic. In it goes for the 8th time in 10 tries. Pistons.
And he has starting to turn it on now after that slow start.
Detroit's gone 6 of 14 with the 3 ball tonight, just a little over 40%. Jennings against Payton. Rejected by Harris.
It's going to be tough for him here, but maybe, just maybe, it's not over yet.
Cannot afford any empty possessions. They've got to recycle everything, partner.
The shake. It'll go, and the Detroit lead is cut down now to just 5 on the basket from Vucevic.
It's really been a tale of two halves, guys. A slow start, but this quarter, he has really been the man.
And up the court come the Magic on the break. Oladipo's running. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
Clearly a foul.
Yeah, he took a shot there. Earned those free throws.
Shooting for Detroit, Tobias Harris. 2 shots.
First free throw is good, and that shrinks the margin to just 4.
You look at what Harris has done so far. He's got 8 points and a pair of blocks to go along with those.
And he's been standing tall when they needed him.
He hits both from the stripe.
They really had to have those free throws. It's down to a 1-possession lead.
And the Pistons with possession. Their biggest lead of the game was 9. Jennings against Payton. Jennings kicks to Drummond. Can't hit. Great D that time from Vucevic. Absolutely critical chance right here.
They need this one to go their way.
And stolen by Ilyasova. And they foul intentionally. They're going to have to do that now again and again. They're not in the penalty yet.
Had to foul, and on that occasion to stop the clock. That's the enemy in this situation.
And you know what, Greg? Who knows? A few misses at the stripe, and they're right there within range. You know, late-game free throws are a lot different than early-game free throws in terms of making them.
Shooting for Detroit, down on the floor. Contavious Caldwell-Pope.
Shoot 2. Shoot 2.
He drops the first one, and that gives them a 4-point cushion. So he gets them both, and it's a 5-point game.
That was a critical trip to the stripe. They have a 2-possession lead now.
Ladies and gentlemen, your Detroit Pistons dancers.
There's 21 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. Up top, Oladipo. Pass to Fry. Beyond the arc. Once again off the mark, Orlando. And so they foul intentionally.
That's his first personal foul. Brandon Jennings. Shooting free throws.
now, gentlemen. 2 shots. Loose shots.
Gets the first, and that increases their lead to 6. And so he drops them both. It's a 7-point game. Payton dishes to Harris. The tray. Shot is no good. And so the Pistons take the win. They didn't make it easy on themselves or their fans. But Clark, in the end, everyone's satisfied.
Yeah, you know, it looked like for a moment there the outcome was in doubt, but give them a lot of credit for hanging tough, persevering, and finishing strong.
And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony, and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan along with our entire 2K Sports crew, thanking you for tuning in. And we'll see you next time.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Hey folks, welcome back. Ernie Johnson here with Kenny Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. Let's take a look now as we give our nod to our Jordan Player of the Game.
This was a complete performance we witnessed here tonight, Ernie. Hey, Shaq, check this out. On offense and defense, don't you think he led his team better than anyone we've seen in a long time?
Yeah.
He's got to be worn down because all that effort on every possession, it'll tire you out.
Well, certainly a solid night for him offensively. Excellent production pretty much everywhere. He was what I call NSV, Ernie, a nice safety valve. When they needed to open up the valve, he came through with that offense.
And that's it for our broadcast here tonight. But we're just getting started on a new season in the NBA. For Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith, Kevin Harlan, and the entire 2K Sports crew, I'm Ernie Johnson. We'll see you again soon.